Hi everyone, my name is Amanda, and for the next little bit, I'm going to discuss with you my personal philosophy on leadership. This semester in our leadership course, as everyone knows, we have taken the time module by module to go through different ideas in leadership and kind of work our way through to be able to create our own personal philosophy. I decided to talk about a little bit about how my leadership came to be from the very beginning. In the very beginning of my life, I was supposed to be an only child, and then my sister came along, and that was my first opportunity to be able to be a leader. And that is one that I still value extremely so. My sister is a person I want to lead for. I want to be an example to her. I've always been a leader to her. Yes, we've had that sister relationship, so we've butted heads, but there's where we need to come in with ethics and conflict resolution from a very young age. We are 7 years apart. So, of course, my head can sometimes be a little bigger than hers because I believe I'm older, I'm right, which is kind of where our status came in. And from there, my sister and I have grown together really using that conflict resolution. We've done things together. She's let me lead. Or as I learned her strengths in her life, I'd let her lead in different instances on her own. Growing up, I honestly probably was one of the most shy people of all my friends. And anyone in our family would agree that I was extremely shy. And the place where I really found to be where I could lead was the place I found my passions in. From a young age, when I began singing, that's really where I started to be able to lead people that weren't in my family. I was able to be a leader in different group situations, be able to have that conflict resolution, that task resolution. I was driven and I was focused. I always have had that leadership skill from how my parents raised me as well. My parents have always been leaders themselves, but again, the key was they found leadership where they were passionate about certain things in their life. Passion, as I said, is what drives my leadership. I have had many different jobs where I started as the low man on the totem pole, like any person going into an introductory job would do. When I came out of my first degree in university, I started working at a golf course. And there I was just a server. I was a banquet server, I was a lounge server, I was a bartender. I had those jobs where I'd come in, work my shift, do what I needed to do, and I left. But as time got more comfortable, I found this passion for food and beverage, for the people that came in, those communication skills, and I was able to break out of my really shy shell. Don't get me wrong, if you first meet me in person, I'll be shy. I'll wait for you to come to me. But slowly, I've been able to break out of that shell and be able to be that effective leader. That effective leader to me is someone that's able to be driven, able to be passionate, able to communicate. Communication has always been a huge part of my life. Like I said, I started working there, doing those jobs, doing the simple jobs. As I became more passionate and found out that it was really where I wanted to be, I would try and sneak in a little bit more responsibility. If I noticed someone new came in, I would offer to train them. I would offer to be that person they could talk to. And then I slowly would just ask for a little bit more responsibility. I would go to my manager and say, hey, do you want me to run this event? And slowly, over the course of 7 years, I've been able to become the food and beverage manager and event manager. And that was always one of my first passions. It's what I went to my second degree for in school. And I love it. I love the fast pace. I love the different days every single day. And I love that people love coming to see me. I have customers that are just raving about me, which is something that I find so uncomfortable in a lot of situations, but it makes me have more passion, more drive, want to lead more people to be successful in that industry and in our business. For me, it's a very ethical job. It's a fun environment, but there's definitely an ethical point. You can be best friends with someone, and if they are doing something that is unethical, you really have to watch out. We had an employee who was stealing from us, and they were a friend of mine. And so it's that point where, do I just talk to them and see if it changes? Or do I actually report it the way I'm supposed to? I did both. I talked to the person and I spoke to my manager and got it dealt with, just because I needed to be the friend and the ethical leader. I have worked extremely hard to keep myself ethical, to keep myself positive, to keep myself driven as a leader constantly. When it comes to fitness, I've worked really hard to find that leadership skill as well. As I've mentioned many times throughout the course, I found my fitness journey about 3 years ago now when I started working with my own trainer. And she was amazing. And when I first started, I didn't have that passion. I didn't have the knowledge. I didn't have that drive. And slowly I have found a way that I found different passions, different drive. And now I find that when I do group stuff with her, she's reaching out to me to give demonstrations. She's reaching out to me to give knowledge, give answers. If someone is in need of help with exercises, she asks me to go to the gym with them. I've found that leadership because I'm passionate. This course itself, though, has made me really take a look at my conflict resolution. I am a person that will avoid conflict entirely. I hate it. I don't like it. I find in some circumstances it creates unnecessary drama, and that's just not my cup of tea. So this whole course has made me look at my conflict resolution, seeing other ways that people deal with their own conflict resolution. The class has really opened my eyes to maybe different standings on how it should be done and what it can cause. Yes, in some cases it might cause drama, but that one as a leader should be something you're not afraid of. And that is something that has really been brought to my attention through this course. I also have really worked on my decision making. I am a person that will just weigh every option. I will sit there and think about all the other possibilities, but I've learned right before this class as well, and during this class, that decision making is really key in being a successful leader. You need to be able to make that decision. The decision needs to be powerful. It needs to be positive. It needs to be ethical. It needs to be influential. Decisions also can be on a smaller scale. But for me, those are the decisions that I have a hard time making because I want to appease everyone around me. That is what a lot of friends say is a weak point in mine, is that I look out for everyone else before I look out for me. So that decision making, actually for me, that module, I looked a little bit more at what it can do for me and how I can explore it. So in saying all of that, I really believe for me what a positive leader would be is someone who is driven, who can make those decisions, who's great with conflict resolution and not afraid to do it, but they're also not afraid to stand up for what they believe in. They're not afraid to stand up for other people that are backing their ideas. I fully believe that everyone out there has potential to be a great and effective leader. They just need to find that passion. And that is something that I have found in personal training because I've always wanted to be able to help other people, like I was helped by my own coach. And I also want to be able to make a difference in the world. And I really find that personal training and fitness and health is really where my passion has come to. And whether it's adding my food and beverage knowledge and everything into it, I just find that this is the place where you're going to find those leaders that are willing to take risks. They're willing to go for it. They're willing to change not only their own life, but other people around them. And they're going to be effective. They're going to have followers, and they're going to be able to make a difference hopefully every single day. That is my philosophy now on leadership. We need to have positivity, we need to have goals, we need to be driven, and we need to make changes within ourselves and other people. Thank you for listening to me, and I hope you have a wonderful day.